It is September, which means back to school season is fast approaching. And so today, I am going to be building a private school in BLOXBURG. That's right, guys. On my channel, I think I've actually built 10 schools, but private schools, never. And I'm pretty sure everyone on earth knows what a private school is, but if you don't, it's where the preppies go. And so today, I am going to be breaking my bank account to build a posho private school. So we'll name the plot Preppy High. Now, the astute among you will notice I have decided to spawn my plot upon Lakeview Heights. That's because, obviously, we're not going to do Sunset Point. You don't have a school on the beach. I thought Bloxy yeah, we don't want gang fights. And then Riverside Estates was an option, but I just thought we needed full luxury. And as always, guys, I have my new folder, which basically just has a bunch of inspiration pictures in it. And tell me this is not flipping Hogwarts, but yeah, I'm not going to be fully copying these inspo pics, just taking the gist of them. Now, I want my private school to not have a backyard, but a front yard. We're actually going to start it all the way back here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up looking a bit like a mansion, because a lot of the time they just build these private schools inside of mansions. And let's switch the lighting so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. So this is going to be the main area of the school, probably like the entryway, reception. I don't know what else. As you can see, very demure. Very
demure.
I've been so dumb. No. So let me tell you a little story. I have a plot and it's called Windows. And if we click on this plot, as you can see, it has a whole bunch of custom windows. And the best part about this is you can then duplicate it. Oh God, $20,000. Oh, I just bought another one of these. Beep. Anyway, the point is that has just saved us to like 20 minutes of making all of these for ourselves.
World dance, forget about the prize.
And there we go, guys. We are back in action. Oh, wait, apart from the roofs, I'm so sorry. So it's time to grab in these commercials. Commercials? Commercial? Colonial babes. This ain't no state school or whatever you guys call it. Okay, I think that's too many. That's too many windows in it. It looks good like that. I'm wondering if we put like circle. Ooh. Now, obviously this top floor is essentially fake. So how we've got to make it look a little better is by adding a wall in and painting it black. Or better still, I guess we could just add real curtains. Think smarter, not harder, especially at private school, because you best believe you're going to be graduating there with about 500 A stars. Do you guys use A stars in America? We used to use that in England, but now we use numbers. And then hopefully I've done this the right way. Yay! And it took me about 1,000 years. But I think that is the best we're gonna get it. Now, if you're looking at this dissing me, first of all, burn in hell. Second of all, obviously the color comes next. Now, you may be surprised that I'm using these bricks. I constantly shade them. However, if we slush over, I'm trying to do a design like this, which is obviously going to involve the corner wall pieces or something. I guess this is why it costs $50,000 a term. Now, I almost guarantee some people watching this will go to private school, because I looked it up. 1 in 10 Americans go to private school. That is crazy. And to be fair, it's just the aesthetics of private school that get me, like all the sports and that kind of stuff. Oh, just gets my grooves going. And I actually discovered a new wall trim the other day. You know, we have the crown wall trim. We actually have like a miniature version of this. How cool is that? I mean, I'm not going to use it today, but I just wanted to point it out to you guys. Isn't it cool? And bro, why is that not even equal? This build is trying to mug me off today. I woke up all happy, like, I'm going to build a private preppy school, and now it's bullying me. Okay, I'm eating my word. That looks incredible. And then obviously I'm not stopping there, guys. I'm gonna add like a little wall trim along the bottom. Wow. This feels like it would be called the Old Ildringham Estate. But we've got to make a choice. Do we want like a lighter roof, a darker roof? What do we want, guys? Oh, whatever color that is. Sign me up for it now. Now, it is very important to keep it fresh as you move around the side of the building. So therefore, I'm going to be using a different color and texture of brick. Would you guys still like me if I had an American accent? Obviously, there's nothing wrong with American accent, but I just feel like it's so annoying when I do it. And guys, even just adding in a couple more like wall trims and cornices, this really does feel like an English country home. And obviously, I'm going for an English private school because I'm from England. Yeah, and it's all about me. But yes, so now we've got that incredible design on the front. Look at the back. And even colored it. Damn. Honestly, I wish there was a button in BLOXBURG like down here. I would even pay for a game pass that did this, but you could just press like copy on the back or something. I don't know how it would work, But BLOXBURG, get brainstorming, yeah? And I'm gonna sing you guys a little song whilst I place the back walls.
Something changed, I don't know when. Keep it low, stick both and I said I can't wait, but my hands won't rest, so I cut my hair.
And there we go, my darlings. The back and front now look just as grand as one another. So, I don't know why I've caught an Irish accent here. I'm actually gonna reserve this because I felt like we might make a greenhouse or something. Anyway, the front is gonna have an driveway. It's gonna be so big. And I don't know how, actually, how do we do this? I always do struggle when I'm doing like driveways that turn. But okay, we'll just have it. Yeah. No. Okay, I'm gonna start with just a 3, 3, and 3. And I'm gonna try and like subtly make it look, I don't know. Oh, okay. That actually looks good. That actually does look good. And I like how it's thin as well. Now, who remembers back in the olden days before they added this mowed grass lines, we had to actually custom do our mowed grass? Well, I'm going back to those old days today purely because... Oh, shove it up your bum, old mate. It's gonna test my patience mentally and physically. Always going the wrong way, in yeah.
12 seconds later.
And what fence shall we use? If we go back over to our manors, oh my god, they literally just have trees rather than fences. So, it's basement time, guys. Welcome to the basement section of today's video. I tend to do this whenever I'm doing like a British video. Basically, we're going to be using trees as large bushes. So you just place as many basic shapes as far as the eye can see. Bosh. And then you go into garden and you go into trees. And which ones? Oh, I don't know. The cherry blossom is at the end of the day one of the nicest ones, but it's also like the most expensive. Now, my only piece of advice for this building hack is don't do it if you're on a budget, okay?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Because look at the prices. It looks nice, but your poor bank balance ain't gonna thank you for it. However, as with most things in life, well, I try to look at life like this anyway, there is a silver lining where you get to actually reclaim some of your money back by deleting the basic shapes and basements. I've just got about 10 grand back from this side. And then the only thing that's making this look weird is because I've got like some pink cherry blossom Japanese trees. So you're gonna wanna pick a color and stick to it. I'm gonna go for 50 Shades of Grime. Wait, isn't 50 Shades of Grey like really rude? Don't watch it. I always do that. I always accidentally recommend such bad shows. I'm so sorry. And I just love that. It now feels a little bit more private. There is this tree that is just really badly placed. And unfortunately, there's no quick fix handbook. You do just have to replace it. And there we go, guys. What was it called? The Ingrium Estate School or something. That looks magnificent. I'm gonna look up grand old money driveway. So this is clearly AI, but like this is kind of what I was looking for. Like the hedge mazes, the ponds. There's even a moat.
I tried to change.
So yeah, let's sketch out using maybe proper fences actually, like these nice thick ones, where the walkways are gonna go. And we also need to work out the new and improved center. And oh, don't make the rookie error, Reese's, of forgetting to color. Because otherwise it costs so much money and also takes so long to go around and color all of these. And right now this looks like some sort of geometry class. But once we've got rid of all of those, wow, no, this is nice. Wait, no, that is nice. And now is the pathway. What they've used like some sort of yellow sand dune. If we make a nice long carpet like that, look at that. Yeah, that's pretty epic because now that's just fully connected here. Whoa, this looks like a freaking palace. Now it looks like they have a hot tub in the middle of theirs. I'm not gonna add a hot tub. I'm gonna add the fancy fountain. And then in each of these, we've got to just arrange some hedges, I think. And they're gonna be symmetrical, but still like looking wild. And guys, I actually just shut my mouth for once. And I think this looks really lovely. I'm so happy with it.
Yes! I'm so happy!
And now, all that's left to do is literally add some, like, fancy cars. Now, all of my cars are in my LA mansion, so let me just go and get them. Now, I really want, like, the fancy ones. Yeah, this one. And for these are purely for decoration, guys. You know, you know how most people at school, when you go on, like, a school trip, you take, like, the coach? Nah. In this private school today, you're taking the limousines. But there we go. It's all looking a little bit better now, so we can actually go inside. And the school begins now. I am back, guys. And as always, I did get a little bit carried away. I did not only just add in the layout, but I added in all of these wall trims, all the fences, the lights, the stairs, and this looks magnificent. I just thought I'd switch up a little bit today because you guys don't need to see me place every single individual light, but I actually am gonna go and walk in. I never normally do this before the tour, but obviously there's no furniture in here yet, so I just want to like imagine that we've just like purchased this old building. Maybe this was like an old manor house back in the day, and now we're just going to be transferring it into a school. So as we go over here, I think these are going to be little study areas, and then this side is going to be like a little school gym, but it's not going to be all like massive and tacky like a state school. It's going to be like an actual gym with well expensive equipment, and then over this side is going to be a little like canteen eatery. Look at the lighting. And then this is going to be like a small school, maybe just for like 100 or 200 pupils, just the most exclusive. We're talking like Prince William. And then upstairs on both sides we have classrooms. We may as well open up these blinds, come on. And as you can see, hopefully it's very like spacious. And yeah, so now that we've like seen where everything is going to go, let's start building. And now, I was going to say let's add a maths class. I think we should have an art and a music class. Maybe it can be like one of those creative private schools. Oh! Yeah, if you hadn't guessed, this is where our instruments are going to go. And I think probably the guitars will fit best along here. And wow, these actually have pretty good default colors as well. I'm just going to change the blue ones. And this is like kind of the theme I'm going for. A little bit like this, as you can see. Very like classy, Great Gatsby. And I'm sorry, I would have never thought to add barrels.
Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful?
And then of course we're going to have like this Chesterfield tufted sofa. And I'm always telling you guys, add these pillows, add this pillow. Why not today? We add no pillows. We sink them into oblivion. That's nice. No, that's proper nice. And we can even take it an extra step further and add like a blanket or something on here, just for a little bit of extraness. I'm sorry, but that as a sofa absolutely slaps. Mommy and daddy just bought me a new $5,000 guitar. And I literally feel like I'm in the Hall of Fame or something. This is an incredible music room. And I'm so glad I've decided to like switch it up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Not just do a classical like maths and English class. Because that's the thing, I'm always reluctant to do schools these days because I've done so many. I think underneath here, I'm going to add some cubbies if they fit. What the hell are they called? Vinyls. Sorry, I'm thinking music disc like Minecraft. I have been doing a Minecraft series on my second channel. If you haven't watched it, guys, go over it. It's actually been so funny. And that is classroom number 1. Classroom number 2, the second and final classroom. It's gonna be art class. How beautiful is art, guys? So this is gonna be like where Mozart went and all of that jazz. So rather than having desks in here, no, honey. No desks at all. We're going to have grand traditional counters that go maybe along the middle part here. And I'm going to place them on the small grid so it looks a bit more realistic. They're not exactly all in place. And ta-da! Art classes and now, up here is going to be the assembly hall. But remember, I said there's only going to be a handful of students at this school. We don't need a massive hall. We also don't need a massive stage. Just this little basic blob where the principal is going to be stood. How much do private school head teachers make? And then these gorgeous chairs from earlier are where the pupils can sit. It's all about scanning and planning, guys. Making the most of the space that we are being given. Lovely stuff. And then maybe over here is where we can do our study areas. And that actually looks really nice. That's such a good way to fill the space. And who remembers this sofa from the music room? This is perfect. As we now have the gym, the canteen, and the entry, which, if you didn't notice, these are private bathrooms. And I might even add, like, actual bathtubs in them. I know that might seem absurd. Like, if this was a boarding school, they're gonna need to shower, aren't they? So now for the gym room, guys. And I still haven't unlocked these. I keep telling you I will. Every time I build, I love a treadmill, guys. So I like to go on a half an hour walk every day, if not an hour. And then, obviously, in England, the weather is quite often shocking. So I'm not able to go on a walk outside. So I I'll use the treadmill and I still get my steps in. Another very important part of school is canteen eating. And I'm gonna be using the dining table because I feel like there's a big sense of community in the private schools. And that is a thing I do envy. And with my final $5,000, a grand piano. And with that, Reese's Prep School is open to the public. First day of school, first day of school. Mummy, are we there yet? We're almost there, my darlings. We're almost arrived at your new school. Oh my god, this looks like a scene from a movie, doesn't it, guys? So this is where you would roll up in one of your fancy cars, whether it's a Rolls Royce, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and you would set your eyes on the brand new school. So we did get a sneak peek earlier, but this values at how much? $700,000, guys, which in real life, that'd be flipping steal for this. But in Bloxburg, in Bloxburg for a school? Anyway, this is a bit of a side note, but I'm very curious if Bloxburg is gonna make their new school modern, or if they are gonna make it a bit more old fashioned like this, because we know Bloxburg town down there is like kind of old school. Just imagine, guys, the school bell rings and you walk in, and this is what you see. So first of all, oh Johnny, I'll meet you in class. I just gotta go let a massive turd come out of my big bum, or have a bath, or just smell the plant. Now, as I said, it is immediately class time. So we've got art class, first period. And today I'm gonna be painting some Vincent van Gogh. Okay guys, I'm working really hard on this. Oh my God, it looks just like A Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. I think I passed. Imagine, guys, like video games by Lana Del Rey playing. You're just on here having a paint, and then that's your view out the window. Like, this is dreamy. Now, as we go across, it's now second period, which is assembly with the principal. And then third period is music. You look perfect tonight. Now, that is all that we actually have upstairs, other than like a couple of studying tables and nooks. As we go downstairs, this is the canteen. And finally, the gym. And look at my big baddie. I do hope you guys liked this school video. I can't believe we're in September already, although technically I'm filming this in the beginning of August. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.